Here we are in the QBO gym. And the QBO gym is a place where we have numerous hands-on exercises that simulate real-life scenarios that you may encounter as a bookkeeper. Each month covers a variety of new topics and scenarios, and to make it a little bit easier for you, we break it down into 4 different sections. So if you are looking to work on your bookkeeping skills, this is the place for you. And if you want to do a deep dive and do a whole month's worth of these all on your own, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. But let's get into today's exercise, which is coming from our May Year 1 Strength Training section, where we really focus on journal entries. At the top here is an animated video to give you a synopsis of what is going on in Craig's world this month. He is our fictitious business owner. Further down is an interactive pre-assessment quiz that relates to the video up above. Under that are all of the exercises in this section. And at the bottom here, after you have gone through all of the exercises and completed them, you will unlock some sample marketing posts that you can use on your LinkedIn to share with everybody what you have learned so far. So let's get into today's exercise, where we are going to practice recording an asset purchase with financing. So go ahead and click on that link to have the exercise pulled up for you. I have it here on the right side of my screen, so let's read through our scenario. John will be spending most of his time mowing lawns, so Craig purchased a new lawnmower for him to use. Craig doesn't want to pay the full cost up front, so he'd put $1,000 down and finance the rest. The price tag on the equipment at Hicks Hardware was $5,000, and he also paid $300 of sales tax. Because he financed part of the purchase, we can't use an expense. We'll have to create a journal entry. You will need to be in the same session of the sample company that you did the previous exercise in. If you have not completed that one yet, go ahead and click on the link on the top right corner of your screen. That'll take you to that exercise, complete that one, and then come back to this one. So let's get started with the exercise by creating that journal entry. We're going to click on the plus new button and then select journal entry. So if I go into the sample company, this is the last page that I left off of from the previous exercise. And so I'm going to click on that plus new button on the top left corner of the screen. And then in the other column, select journal entry. Now, the journal date field would be the date of the purchase. For the purposes of this exercise, we're just going to leave this as is. We will need to create some accounts to track this purchase, but we can do that right here in the journal entry. So on the first line in the account field, we're going to select plus add new. So click into that account name field, click into it 2 times, and then go ahead and click on the plus add new. We will get this account pop up. So let's go ahead and fill it out. In the account type field, we're going to select fixed assets. So click that down arrow, and then right under bank is fixed assets. Go ahead and select that. Let's give it a little bit more detail. So in the detail type field, we're going to select fixed asset, other tools, equipment. Click the down arrow, and then here is that fixed asset, other tools, equipment. Go ahead and click on that. And then in the name field, let's go ahead and type lawnmower. So delete what is currently there and then replace it with lawnmower. We're going to click the checkbox next to track depreciation of this asset. That is this right here. Now, by clicking the checkbox next to track depreciation of this asset, QBO will automatically create 2 sub-accounts. We will leave these depreciation fields blank since we're handling this in the journal entry. So just go ahead and click on the green Save and Close button. And now that new account has been created. Now, even though QBO will automatically create 2 sub-accounts, they will not show up immediately. You first need to click on the second line before you can go back into the account field on the first line. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click into the second one and then click into this first one once again. So it says, now let's go back to the account field on the first line to find the sub-account original cost, which should be now listed under lawnmower. So click the down arrow, and there it is. If you had done what I just did, clicking into that second field or second line and then coming back to this first one, depreciation and original cost, those sub-accounts that were created, are showing under lawnmower now. So we want to go ahead and select original cost. And the original cost of the lawnmower is the entire expense, which includes that sales tax. So note that we are going to be using the debit column here because we are adding to a fixed account or fixed asset. So in the debits account field, or excuse me, the debits field, we're going to type 5,300 because remember the cost was 5,000 plus that $300 in sales tax. So we need to include all of that. So in the debits field, go ahead and type 5,300. Next, we will account for the down payment, that $1,000 down payment. So on the second line in the account field, we're going to select checking. Click in that down arrow or click into that account, click the down arrow and then select checking. As soon as you have selected the account on the second line, QBO automatically assumes that the credits column should match what is currently in the debits column. And that is because debits and credits must also equal each other. So it's automatically filled out this credits column. We can change this to show what Craig actually paid from the checking account though. Note too that we are using the credit column because we are subtracting from an asset account, that bank account, that checking account. So in the credits field, we're going to type 1,000. So delete what is currently there and type 1,000. We need to include Hicks hardware on this line so it will appear on the checking account bank register line, bank register for reconciling. Because Hicks hardware is a vendor, it will be at the bottom of the list when scrolling. All customers are listed first and then the vendors. So in the name field, we're going to select Hicks hardware right there. Click that down arrow, scroll all the way down past the customers, and here is Hicks hardware. Alternatively, you could have also typed in their name. Once you find it, go ahead and select it. Next, we will need to create the liability account that will track the loan. So we're going to, on the third line in the account field, type lawnmower loan and then click on plus add new lawnmower loan. So click on that third line, go ahead and type lawnmower loan. It's not an actual account yet, so let's go ahead and click on it. And this account pop-up will show up, so we need to go ahead and fill it out. Now, there are two types of liability accounts to choose from, long-term liabilities and other current liabilities. Other current liabilities is used for loans that are expected to be paid back within 1 year. In a real-life scenario, you would need to double check with Craig on this and get a copy of the loan terms. For the purpose of this exercise, though, we will use this one. We will say that it'll be paid within would be paid within 1 year. There we go. So in the account type field, we're going to select other current liabilities, click that down arrow. Other current liabilities is about halfway down that list. Go ahead and click on that. In the detail type field, let's select loan payable. So click that down arrow, select loan payable. And the name field is already filled in for us because we had typed it in the journal entry. So that field is all good to go. All we need to do now is just click on the Save and Close button. So go ahead and do that. And once again, QBO is automatically calculating the remainder of the journal entry that you see right here because debits and credits must equal each other. Everything is looking good right here with how we filled it out. So let's click on the green Save and Close button. So click on that green Save and Close button on the bottom right corner. Now that journal entry has been saved, but look at the name of the journal entry that we just created. We forgot to change it. So QBO just used the same name as the one that we did in the previous exercise, and it just increased the number. It was the 7th. If you noticed, it said journal entry 2024. For me, it was 0507. And then because we didn't change the name, they just changed the 7 to an 8. So let's walk through how to find and edit that journal entry. First, we're going to create a new journal entry, but don't worry, we're not actually going to save it. So click that plus new button and then select journal entry, plus new button on the top left corner, and then in the other column, select journal entry. Now this time we're going to click on the clock icon on the top left corner of the screen. That's right here. So click on that and you'll see all of the journal entries that have been created over time. These are the recent journal entries, as I mentioned. If the journal entry you need to edit is not listed here, you need to scroll down and click on View More to get the entire list, which is right here. But since we are in the same session of the sample company and we just created it, it should be towards the top of the list. So we're going to click on the journal entry that is the top one. It will be it'll be the first one listed, and your name will be a little bit different than what is showing right here, depending on when you're doing the exercise. But just go ahead and click on that top one right there. And when you do, you will see the journal entry that we just created here in this exercise. So in the journal number field, we're going to change the name by typing lawnmower purchase. So delete what is currently there and type in lawnmower purchase. And now we can go ahead and click on the green Save and Close button. So that is down here on the bottom right corner. Click on that. And now you can see that the journal entry name has been revised and saved to what we needed it to be saved to. Now, another way to pull up the list of journal entries is to do a search. So let's see how you would do this, just so you have an idea of another way that you can go about this. We're going to click on the magnifying glass icon, which is on the top right corner. And then we're going to click on Go to Transactions Search down here on the bottom left corner. Though the journal entry we are looking for is at the top of the list, which is right here, let's see how to filter this list to easily find it in case it wasn't. So in the transaction type field, we're going to select journal. So transaction type field is right here. Click that down arrow, scroll down about halfway, and you will see journal. Go ahead and click on that. And our journal entry is listed first. You can see from this list why it is very helpful to name your journal entries so you know what each one is without having to click into it. So here we can see this is the one we created in this exercise. This is the one we created in the last exercise. But not knowing what these other journal entries are for, you would have to click into each of them if you were looking for something that wasn't these two that we just created. So that's why that journal number field is super important, to have a little bit of a description of what that journal entry is for. Keep in mind that there is a character limit on it, so you can't do a huge description, but just something simple like this or this should be more than sufficient if you need to go back and look at the journal entries. And as an FYI here, contact, which is right here, refers to the customer or vendor you would like to see in other types of transactions. And the total amount here is empty because journal entries always result in 0. You can see that right here. But that is it. That is how you would record that asset purchase journal entry. Now, if you like this exercise and you'd like to do more like it, be sure to join our free 5-day bookkeeping challenge. All you need to do is click on the link in the description. We move through the strength training section, again focusing on those journal entries, with our next exercise where we practice recording a depreciation journal entry. And I will see you in the next video.